Are you ready to move forward with your entrepreneurial dreams? Starting or building a business is not for everyone, but if you have the drive and passion to make a difference in the world, then being an entrepreneur is a great way for you to make a dent in the universe. I'm David Mammano, a 7-time successful serial entrepreneur, and I am ready to help you. On Avanti Entrepreneur TV, I will interview some of the most successful business owners of our time. The goal is to get you the knowledge and inspiration you need so that you can bring your entrepreneurial dreams to the next level. Avanti means move forward in Italian, and that's exactly what you will do when you watch Avanti Entrepreneur TV. Welcome to Avanti Entrepreneur TV. I am Dave Mammano, the host of the Avanti Entrepreneur Network. And today I have a great guest. His name is Don Osmond. Don, how are you doing today? Good morning, good afternoon.
Yes. Good morning.
Now,
I'm doing well.
You are, I say your wife is slated to have a baby today. Is that correct?
Yes. Today. So let's get going.
We're moving along. One nugget, and then we'll end the show. All right. So
Perfect.
If you have to run, we totally understand. So Don, what we're going to do is I really want to dig inside your brain, and you being an entrepreneur, you being a business owner, you're on my podcast. I learned a lot about you. I want to give our viewers and the readers of our magazine, because we're also going to transcribe this into an article for Avanti Entrepreneur Magazine coming out. I just want to be able to dig inside your brain with all your experience and knowledge, your ups and downs, and help beginning to middle stage entrepreneurs move forward. That's what Avanti means. Move forward with their next level of business.
Well, first of all, congratulations on putting out this magazine. That is exciting stuff for you. That's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I feel like there's a void in the market. Just getting back to entrepreneurial roots. I think a lot of the magazines have gone kind of Hollywood, if you will. Elon Musk, that's a great guy. He's on the cover of a lot of magazines. I'm not going to be Elon Musk, and that's okay. I'm rolled up.
Hit on something that's critical about an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs look for the voids, and if you see a void, you fill it.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do with everything that Avanti Entrepreneur does with our podcast, our new TV show now, the magazine. It's just help regular guys and women to start and grow businesses. And we're probably not going to be in the cover of Inc. magazine, and that's okay. We're gonna find our purpose, find our why, work our tail off to help people make a living doing it. And that's what we do. So guys like you and me, I do want to get one thing out of the way, because I know you talk about this all the time. With a name like Don Osmond, some people might know your family. Do you want to just get that off the table quickly?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Talk about what? What do you?
It must be a different Osmond family. I apologize.
Yep, I'm related.
You're related, and so I grew up in the 70s and 80s. Watched Donnie and Marie show. So that's your father, right?
Right. Yeah. So I'm related very distantly. He lives at least about 2,000 miles away from me.
Nice. I like that.
Donnie's my dad. Marie's my aunt. Yeah.
Love that. Well, and as we talked about my podcast, which may have freaked you out a little bit, your dad and me share a birthday, December 9th.
I know. That's awesome. I think that's really cool.
Growing up, my mother bought me purple socks, and so it's a little weird. And I understand if you want to get off the show.
So you were a closet Donnie fan. You sang in the closet. You grabbed the wooden spoon.
I was out of the closet. I was out of the closet.
Rock and roll, all that fun
stuff. Excellent. So we got that off the table. If anybody was wondering if the name Don Osmond sounds a little familiar.
There you go.
Thank you for that. You live in Austin, Texas.
I do.
And you have a business. Tell us a little bit about your business. Give us kind of the elevator pitch of what makes your business unique compared to the rest of them.
Osmond Marketing, your one-stop marketing shop.
Excellent. I love it.
And there we go. We're done. It's interesting, David. You were talking about how entrepreneurs find these voids, and we fill it.
Yep.
I started Oscom Marketing back in 2009. Actually, started as doing PR, doing public relations on the side, kind of freelancing a little bit. And in 2012, I think it was, I went back to school, got an MBA from the University of California, Irvine, and moved out here to Austin. That's a whole nother story that I can get into later. But I revived Oscom because I saw this void in marketing, which is really taking a look at marketing from an authentic space, and not just the whole, not in the sense of the buzzwords that we always talk about in marketing. You got to be authentic, you got to be transparent, you got to be real, you got to find your why, but legitimately having processes and put in place to help marketing actually do those types of things. And that's where I help businesses. I help them in their overarching marketing strategies.
That's great. I remember when I had you on my podcast, you talked about one of your specialties is trying to find the owner or the company's story and really getting that out to make a connection.
Well, and it's funny you bring that up. So I just recently spoke at the National Speakers Association here in Austin, and they asked me to talk about storytelling, because it was also something that I presented at South by Southwest here in Austin just this year.
Yeah.
And it's not just about being able to tell the story, and it's not just a chest beating experience of saying, this is how we begin, this is our history, this is why we do what we do, but really integrating the neuroscience behind it. Look, I'm not a scientist. I don't understand all those kinds of things, but I understand the application of a few interesting aspects of neuroscience.
Yeah.
That's how we think. Our human minds think in stories. We think in logical processes from A to B to C. And I say logical, but really it's just our own perception. Right. So if we can understand that, we can tap into that as marketers, as effective marketers, we do our brands a better service. Now, the idea about being authentic and being real and transparent is critical, because we live in a world where we can find out anything we want just from our cell phones.
Right.
So we've got to be real. We've got to be honest, but we still have to be effectively persuasive in our marketing.
Yep. Yeah, it's a way to stand out. Like you joked, hey, we're one-stop shop. I mean, in the 80s, that was a reality. Hey, we're an ad agency. We'll do whatever you need.
Yeah.
And it's a way to stand out, and people can connect with you, with your story, with your company story.
And I'm finding out, I say I am finding out, I mean, I've been seeing this for a little while, that as entrepreneurs, or as even businesses, we really need to be extremely tight-knit, focused on a specific niche or a specific category, even within marketing or within whatever industry we're in, and become the experts in those, and lead and reach out to others that might be able to be supportive of the different types of functions that are needed. So, for an example, because of this reason, I've actually organized a group called the Authentic Marketing Collective here in Austin, where I literally reach out to people, and that's the corrective use of that word, literally. Right. Reach out to people and say, hey, look, I need your help because this is not an expertise of mine in marketing.
Yeah.
And I need you because I know that you're really, really good at this. And having that kind of a collective as part of my team, per se, is critical. It's powerful.
Yeah. Very cool. So what excites you about the future of your business? What do you think is on the horizon to be able to help people more and more?
Oh, goodness me. What's on the horizon? You know what? We're just at the cusp of a lot of things. There's a lot of new technologies that are coming out, and trying to figure out how to use those. I mean, technology is coming in with AI, bots that you can use in your marketing and all that kind of stuff. And that doesn't necessarily sound to be authentic. It kind of goes away from what I tend to be a proponent of. But with the realization is that the technology is here. There's got to be some sort of application. How do we make it to where it fits within the parameters that still are communicative and still are engaging and still help us feel like we connect person to person? Perfect example right now is that you and I are having this conversation on two computers across the nation, right? Yep. Technology exists, but we're connecting as we should, human to human. And that's really what marketing is at the end of the day. It's getting back to that.
Yeah, hey, for $15 a month, I have Zoom, and here we are, right? And I'm recording this, and I was just going to call you on the phone, and we were going to do the magazine interview, but I said, hey, let's do it on Zoom or record this, and we'll not only have a magazine interview, we'll have a TV show, right?
As long as I think as long as marketing doesn't miss the boat in terms of what really the core of marketing and advertising and just the communicative arts are, and I
Yeah.
use arts because that's the way we look at it in academia.
Yeah.
That is connecting human to human. Then we need to utilize all the technologies that are around us. So you asked what's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, really. I mean, we've got lots of things with AI, Watson, and all sorts of things that are coming out.
Yep. Interesting. Um, as you look towards the future, with opportunity, there becomes challenges too. If you were to think about, the next 2, 3, maybe 5 years, what are some of the challenges in your mind that your business, some of the hurdles, I guess, that your business may be facing?
Well, it's another great question. I share this story about my great great grandfather, um, Mansfield Avery Harrison Jr. So he and I share a commonality being that we're both juniors, both named after our fathers, right?
Very cool. Did you know
And
Ray Mansfield?
yeah, no, Clark. Uh,
There you go.
so back then it was really easy for him to do marketing. He was an entrepreneur himself, which is a
Right.
really fascinating story. You'd
Mhm.
like this. As a budding entrepreneur, he knew that he needed to go out there and market, and tell people about his business, and it was easy. He had a captivated audience. He lived in LaGrande, Oregon, and he had really only a couple of channels in which he could market, which is
Yeah.
either go talk to people or send out mass mailers. Believe it or
Yeah.
not, have one of his original spam insert mailer pieces or whatever you want to call it, and I
Right.
shared that with people, and for him it was easy. Marketing was just right there. He didn't have to worry about a world marketplace and
Hmm.
competing with lots of different voices. But as we start connecting more and more of the world, there are more and more ideas out there. And for us to get out there and say, hey, I have an idea, and this is what it is, it's going to be even that much more critical for us in any aspect of business, not necessarily just in marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing is an aspect of a lot of different businesses, is to be able to uniquely identify what it is that our value proposition is in business in a
Yeah.
way that resonates to a very specific group of people. Back then, it was easy. Mansfield said, I cater to everybody in LaGrande, Oregon." Today, it's okay. I cater to everybody around the world, but I need to find specifically what is that psychographic or demographic that I'm actually targeting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just adapting with the times. I was watching CBS this morning, Sunday morning, and the episode was about robotics and how they're taking jobs. Right. I mean, this one guy runs his pizza shop. 90% robots make his pizzas. Right. Crazy.
Oh,
And people, and so people are like, oh my God, what's going to happen to all these jobs that people do? And so this economist made a really good point and said, if you went back to the 1900s, where 40 to 50% of the people made their living through agriculture, and then you would tell them, hey, in 100 years, only 2% of Americans are going to make their living through agriculture. The farmers would be like, oh my God, what are we going to do? There's going to be
yeah.
no jobs. I said, oh no, there'll be jobs. Somebody said, imagine saying 100 years ago, you could be, a webmaster, you could be a search optimization expert. They'd be like,
Yeah, there are
what,
jobs
what?
that didn't even exist 10 years ago.
Right, right.
So it's just that things are moving at a much faster clip than they were
Yeah,
50, 100 years ago, back in Mansfield's time, right?
yep,
He didn't have to really worry about, oh, all of a sudden I got social media. His social media was going down to the bar or hanging out with his friends, right?
yeah. That was good social media. I like
Yeah.
that social media.
But yeah, so it's just moving a lot faster these days,
Yeah.
and we just have to be ready to ride those waves as they come in at a quicker clip.
Yep, that's great. So, Don, one last question.
Yeah.
If you were to give advice based on your experience over the years to somebody who is starting a business or taking a deep breath to grow their business, what are the top 2 or 3 things you would tell them to be thinking about?
Well, take a deeper breath
Take a deeper breath. That's
and
good.
don't.
And don't do it. Oh no.
You know what? Now's as good a time as any to go out and try to do something on your own. I mean, there are lots of opportunities for entrepreneurs that didn't exist before.
Yeah.
Find yourself a community of individuals that you know and trust,
Yeah.
and take the opportunity to look at working out of a co-working space. I actually do office out of a co-working space. That's one of the most valuable things that I've actually done. You don't get out of the home, is what I'm saying. I've got 2 boys. I'm going to have a third baby here any hour, and I can't work out of the home. Right? Home should be home.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you go out to a co-working space, or you're doing those kind of things, you're actually in the community. You're actually talking to people. You're actually participating on that level, where you're finding out, you're getting a beat on what's going on in the business space.
Yep. Yep. Well, Jim Rohn, you probably have heard of Jim Rohn, a famous business philosopher. He had a saying, "Wherever you are, be there." Meaning, if you're at work, be at work. When you're at home, be at home. When you're on vacation, be on vacation. And I like that idea. And you're taking it one step further. When you are at work, create a community of kind of like-minded individuals that can help you grow and learn. So almost like a advisory group of your peers. It sounds like is what you're trying to say.
Well, my wife's a huge proponent of his as well, because she's always talking about being present.
Yeah.
So when I'm at home, hey, would you put the phone down?
Put the phone down. Yeah. Yeah. It's harder to be present, right? On your vacation, you're checking email.
Well, yeah, we're always connected.
Yeah. Very good. So, Don, well, listen, first of all, thank you very much. It looks like we got it under the baby wire. So I'm happy about
and
that.
I haven't gotten a text message from my wife, so we're probably doing okay so far.
Very nice. And I wish you many blessings on baby number 3. This is number 3, you said, right?
Number 3.
Yeah, I have 3. I'm a big proponent of at least 3 kids. So I wish you the best and many blessings. Congratulations, and thanks so much for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Hey, and everybody, thank you for watching Avanti Entrepreneur TV. If you go to AvantiEntrepreneurGroup.com, that's where we have all of our shows, podcasts, great content. And I want everybody to make sure that you're working hard and stay awesome. Don, thanks again. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one.